Hello and welcome back. Today I am joined by the lovely Charlotte Jane. Hello.
Hello, can you hear me?
I can hear you all well and good. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can. It's a miracle. It's all working fine.
Amazing. It's always good. The joys of Zoom. Aren't we loving it?
I love it.
For the last year. It's all good. It's all good. But what's been going on with in Charlotte Jane's world for the last year in the pandemic and everything? How have you found music wise?
I mean, on the surface, it's been great. The music's been coming out. So I think to everyone else, it's been fabulous. But I'm just like, I've got a real disconnect from the music that's come out, which I'm really proud of and really happy to have released because I've been holding on to some of it for a little while now. Um, but as far as I'm concerned, I've just been sat at home really on my sofa as we all have,
Yeah.
kind of overindulging in takeaways. So I don't feel like I've had any kind of real success apart from my consumption of carbohydrates. So
What has been your favorite carbohydrate to consume in this time?
I just love potatoes. They're so versatile. They're so versatile. They can do anything.
They
And
can.
once you get bored of one kind of type of potato, you just change it up. If you've been having wedges, just start on a jacket instead.
I must admit, a jacket has been a favorite of recent months. Um,
Sometimes you forget that a jacket potato is really good,
I
and
know.
then you bring it back and you're like, there's different topping options. You could have crispy skin. You could go. I mean, this is really not why I'm on here, but I do feel like that's people do representation for like teeth whitening kits on Instagram with like a hashtag promo thing.
Yeah,
I think that if potatoes were a company, that would be my like affiliate brand.
I want to see that happen. I'm just going to leave that to you
Same.
and let that happen. I want to see it. Yeah, it's going to be good. Right, okay. Let's pending the potato song at some point in the next couple of years. Um,
It's coming.
before we talk about the EP, talk to us a little bit about your steps into music and what got you to where you are today.
So I rocked up on stage probably at about the age of 3, a complete attention seeker, and I performed a lot with my grandparents growing up. They would perform in restaurants and pubs, so I kind of I really earned my stripes as a performer doing the pub scene. Um, and yeah, I kind of did that throughout my teen years as well, and got my hands on any kind of performance opportunity I could
Yeah.
manage. And then I met my manager through a family friend when I was 17. And things just kind of went north, positive from
Yeah.
there onwards, to be honest. I'm from Hull, so I didn't really know how on earth to get into the industry.
Yeah.
And I didn't really know what the industry was, to be honest.
Yeah.
I Yeah, so when I met him, he's called Mike. He's a great guy. He started bringing me down to London to do sessions, writing sessions with producers and other writers, which I really enjoyed. And yeah, I did that for 4 years. So I was 17 when I started doing it, and then 21 when I released my first single. It took me a while to figure out who I was as a musician, as an artist. And I'm really glad I took that time actually, because if I'd have started releasing music when I was 17, I think it'd have gone south pretty quickly because I just was so insecure.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, it's crazy. I don't really know how a lot of the stuff that's happened since has happened, but it it's such a knock-on effect. Like I think from meeting my manager onwards, every bit of work I put in just seemed to open up a new door, which
Yeah.
then motivated me to work harder, I guess.
Yeah. Was there ever a moment where you just thought, well, there was a click maybe that went, I'm fully in this, or was there a moment where you thought I might have to do something else, or was there any sort of talk in your head about
I think about maybe having to do something else every day at the moment. Um, this pandemic's really got to me. Um, I think I had a couple of pinch myself moments when particularly as a writer, not just as an artist, when I ended up in writing rooms with artists like Natasha Bedingfield, who was a real idol of mine growing
that?
up, and Leona Lewis. And people just look at me dropping names like confetti. Who do I
Just
think
drop
I am?
them. Just drop them in.
But yeah, I think that those moments for me were, I'm so good at criticizing myself and thinking why I don't deserve to be somewhere, or just self-deprecating, and those moments were really undeniable for me. Is like, I've been trusted to be in this room and to work with these people, so I must be all right at what I'm
Mm,
doing. And they felt like really monumental things. And then selling out headline shows as well was like, that's a really humbling thing when people pay hard-earned cash to come and watch you.
yeah, no, definitely. Well, personally for me, I've been hooked since Nervous came out. I think it's just such a good tune,
You're an
literally.
OG.
And when it came out, I was like, this is a banger. And then obviously the EP is out now, which is cool. It's called Refuge. Obviously, the single's called Refuge as well. So, talk a little about that.
Yeah, so I didn't release music for a bit after. So the last song that I released before this EP was in November 2019.
Hmm.
And then I had all these plans to release music, and then obviously Miss Rona came along and really skewed all my plans. And I lost confidence a bit in all the music that I had lined up. I questioned everything, not just music, my whole life.
Yeah.
And stopped for a while, and I then kind of got a bit of confidence back and a real motivation to start releasing again in August last year, and started repiecing together the music that I originally wanted to put out, but
Mhm.
then also got, I think it ended up being a good thing basically that I didn't put it out straight away, because I curated it slightly differently, and I felt like I was so much more certain of the group of songs that needed to go out and why they needed to go out and what connected them all. And I thought I was so sure, and then I wrote Refuge in October, so the EP was ready to go.
Hmm.
And I felt like all the songs were very much about like me being very self-aware now and knowing who I am, and I know how to assert myself in my relationships, and I know like how to express myself, and I felt really empowered by the music that I had ready to go. And I thought I was certain of it, and then I wrote Refuge, and I was like, like
Yeah.
refuge meaning a safe place, like carving out your own space where you feel
Yeah.
comfortable. And that song for me was like, yeah, that literally sums up the whole thing. And so that ended up becoming the title track. It just stole the show basically.
Yeah.
It waltzed in last minute
Yeah.
and took over.
Yeah. Do you think sort of, all the everything that went on before you wrote that song helped you write that song, if you know what I mean?
Definitely, because I've been binge watching so much TV and film, and then I watched Warrior with my
Yeah.
boyfriend, and it's one of his favorite films, and that film really stayed with me. And then I thought about that film the day that I wrote Refuge. It was like a huge part of um the inspo for that song, intertwined obviously with like personal stuff that was going on in my life as well. And um yeah, I think that this last year has been undeniably one of the most probably broadly challenging years for people's mental health, like across the board. And it's been, I think, as everyone's been struggling, it's been really, because that everyone's having a hard time,
Mhm.
it's been really tempting to not want to inconvenience people with your problems, because you already know that they're struggling as well. So then you're like, oh, I don't want to,
Yeah.
lump my problems on someone else. And I could feel that from people around me that I wanted to be there for.
Yeah.
So Refuge is basically a frustrated message to the people that I love. Like, you can talk to me. I want to help you. And if you don't tell me,
Yeah.
I can't be a good friend or a good sister or a good girlfriend. I can't do that because
Yeah.
you're shutting me out. And then I was like, oh wait, I'm doing it to other people as well. And I was like, oh,
And I think that's what I think everyone is, that's happened to everyone. It's as simple as that, really. And whether they know it or not, it definitely has. So that message is
yeah.
out there, which is great. So obviously, Down Days is on the EP, which is amazing track. I love it. I can just hear the full band behind it. Like if it like proper live, that is just yeah. I can't wait to hear that.
Just
I'm all
you
there.
wait until I get on the festival stages this summer. Fingers crossed that they can go ahead. Um,
Open.
I it's just gonna go off. Like, my band are gonna go crazy. It's gonna be,
Yeah.
oh, I
So
can't
good.
think about it too much because
Yeah,
you know, when you don't want to get your hopes up, but it will happen. It will happen.
it will happen. Well, I'm hoping you're doing Isle of Wight, and I'm hoping that Isle of Wight happens. I'm hoping I can be there as well. I'm trying to be there, believe me. So,
It is gonna be epic. Get
oh,
yourself there.
it's such good timing as well because I think it's literally the weekend after my birthday, so it makes sense to
I
like.
mean, it's basically your birthday party. It's so kind of them to have organised it
I know
right
it's.
then.
I'm very thankful, very thankful. The Jordan McCamber collab is on there as well, which is so good. How did that come about? Was it you approaching him, or did it all just come together?
So Jordan was so kind as to invite me to support him at a show before I'd even put music out. So I'm not even going to try and take a stab at the year because I'm just going to get it wrong. But it was a couple of years ago, and it was
Yeah,
before I put out anything. And yeah, I was already a fan of him because his voice is one of the best, and he's an incredible human. So I played a show with him. We got along really well, and I told him there and then that I really would like to write with him at some point because I just think he's an incredible storyteller, and I love working with people like that.
mm,
And then secretly just wanted to listen to him sing in the studio one on one.
yeah.
And so we did a writing session together, and we wrote Reassure Me together. So he features on it, but that wasn't the plan. I've just completely cornered him. He it was originally like the initial recording, which I'll probably like put out at some point as like a bonus track,
Yeah.
is just me solo. And then I invited him to sing at my headline show last Christmas, and was like, oh, like let's do it as a duet, like it'll be fun. And he came and did it. Little did he know that a couple months down the line I'd be using that as my ammo to make him record an official version. But he's just amazing. I love him to bits, and he was so up for it. And I mean, yeah, anyone who's listened to it will just melt at his voice.
Yeah,
He's
completely.
next level.
So it's very just so soulful. Yeah, it just works. Have you got any other plans to maybe corner any other artists that you might want to collab with anytime soon?
Honestly, everyone better watch out. I'm a savage.
Got to get it done now, haven't you? You've got to get it done.
You know, you just can't beat around the bush. You've just got to, if you don't ask, you don't get.
Completely.
I'm not sure. There's so many. I love the idea of being able to collaborate with artists, and there's plenty of people that I would love to work with, but I don't want to like jinx it or anyone to hear this and be like, oh God, I need to hide. I've got to be tactical with this. They can't know that I'm, on the approach. I've got to catch them unawares.
Yeah, exactly. Get them get when they're not expecting it. That's the main thing.
Yeah.
So what do you feel like you've really made your mark now? What we're hearing is Charlotte Jane all over, and that is it. That is your sound. Do you feel like you're there?
I'm never gonna feel like that, I don't think. I don't. I'm really proud of this EP, and I think that it completely sums up me and everything that I've been going through probably the last 2 years. Because like what I put out before was all about stuff that happened way
Mm,
before that, so it was always like a bit delayed.
yeah,
But I've changed so much since I wrote that stuff, and the stuff I'm making now is
yeah.
like an evolution. And there's also I think that my voice is I hope that my voice is like my main um kind of like part of my DNA as a human being, and that I would never want to get stuck in a certain sound too much. And I'm really excited about the stuff that I've got ready to come out soon.
Amazing.
But yeah, I think what's out right now is a great sign of what's to come. But what's to come will hopefully be even better.
Amazing. Well, I've had the EP on like basically since it come out like non-stop. So it's great. So that
Thank you
makes
for
me
these streams. You'll have paid me about 0.0002 pence.
well, as well, the next time you're somewhere gigging and touring, especially anywhere, I'll just buy all the tickets. How about that?
Yeah, that'd be great. That would make me look
And then I'll be
fabulous, and
skint.
then then it'd just be you.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, we'll come up with another plan. It's fine, but there we go. What are the plans for the rest of the year? And obviously you got Isle of Wight, you got Transmit as well. Is there anything else going on in the world until the end of the year as well. Obviously, COVID permitting, of course. Been saying that for so long
Yeah.
now. But there we go.
Yeah. There's more festivals. I'm playing Stand and Calling, 110 Above, and more music. I'm not stopping. I took enough of a break last year
Yeah.
from releasing stuff, so I'm just going to keep pestering people with new tunes. And as soon as I can announce a headline tour and not have to cancel it on people, that will be happening.
Amazing. Well, I look forward to that. Congrats again on the EP. It's so good. Charlotte Jane, absolute pleasure to chat to you. Thank you.